Now, good morning, student. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. Now, today we will discuss two important topics. In method, in function, we will discuss two important topics. First, today we will discuss features of return statement, and second, we will discuss static keyword. Today we will concentrate on these two topics only. Feature of return statement and the importance of a static keyword. This is the two important topics today we'll discuss. Now, first we'll start with feature of return statement. Before that, I want to know: do you have any one of you is having any problem in any one of the in function? Wherever you have doubt, if you have right now, if you are having any doubt in functions, you write in the comment box. I'll clear that doubt, then I'll go to the next topic. If anyone of you having a doubt in any one of the topic of function, you write in the comment box. I'll clear your doubt and then I'll go to the next topic. I've been waiting. If you are having doubt, just write. I'll discuss that topic and then we'll go to the next one. I'm just taking 1-2 minutes. If you are having any one of you are having any doubt, write. Yeah, good morning to all of you. Biprosri, who is that? Apurva, Bidika, Momita, and Abhirup. Good morning to all of you. So I hope you don't have any doubts. So I'll start with my topic. The feature of return statement. What are the features of return statement? We know that return statement is having its own importance in method of function. Return statement is having own importance. The first one, return statement will always be used as a termination point in the method. It is always used in the termination point. That means whenever we have to end the program, if a function is returning a value, then in that case, wherever we have to end the program, at the end of the program, only the return statement will be used. At the end, that means wherever the program will be ending, there only we have to use the return statement. Return statement return statement works like a termination point. That means if we will use the return statement in our program, that means program will be ended there only. Clear? Next, after return statement, if you write any statement after return, if you write any statement, that will not be executed. No statement will be executed after return statement. If you write any statement after return, it will not be executed. Take an example here. If I am writing here, suppose int s equal to 0, int a equal to sorry, int s equal to a plus b. Clear? Return s. Here I have written s. After that, I am writing int p equal to a minus b. That means this a minus b, this a minus b, or this a minus b, it is of no use. This statement, what I have written after return, that is of no use. The program will be ended here only. Will be ended here only, and the control will come out of the block. The control will not execute this statement. This statement will not be executed by the compiler. As soon as the compiler will encounter any return statement, the return statement in the method, compiler will complete the program or terminate the program there only. It will not go to the next statement in that block. It will go to the next block, but in that block where the method has been defined, that block, the body of the program after the return statement will not be executed. The compiler will terminate the program as soon as it will encounter return statement within the body of the method. Clear? So no statement will be executed after return. As soon as return statement will be there, that means return, as soon as it will encounter any return statement, program will be terminated there only. After that, you write as many statement you want to write in the body of the method, that of no use. That statement will not get executed. Clear? Third one. Third one. If it is third one, return will always return a single value. The method will always return a single value to its caller. That means if there will be two values, suppose I am writing, so first return will only return a single value. That means a method will always return a single value. It will not return more than one value. Clear? Suppose I am writing a program here for, sorry, of block here, int s equal to 0, int p equal to 0, s equal to a plus b, p equal to a minus b. Clear? Return s comma p. Clear? Here see, two values are written here, s and p, but return statement will only return a single value. It will return the first value, whichever value return will encounter first, it will return that value only. It will not return the next value. Return, a method will always return. If it's some returning, if the method is returning a value, then in that case, method will only return a single value. It will not return more than one value to its caller. Clear? So in this example, if you will see, there are two values, s and p, and here I have written s and p, s comma p, but the method will return only the single value. The first value which the method will, the compiler will encounter in the body of the method, that value only will be returned. The second value will not be returned. Clear? So the method will always return a single value. It will not return more than one value. Clear? Similarly, suppose this is the method only. See, this is the example only. So method return will return a single value. So we can do one thing here. Return s, return p, return s and return p, to return. Return will only single value, so that's why I have written to return. But this is also illegal. In a method, there will be only one return statement. There cannot be more than one return statement, because as soon as the compiler will counter the return statement, the program will be terminated here only. It will not go to the next line. So it is illegal to use more than one return statement in our program. Clear? Because as we have discussed that return is the termination point. So as soon as the compiler will encounter the first return statement, the program will be terminated here only. The program will terminate it. And this statement, after that first return, the next return, the compiler will not go to the next return. The control will come out of the body of the method. The control will just leave the block of the method and go to the next block. So this statement will not get executed. So it is illegal to use more than one return statement in a method. There must be only one return statement. Next one. Now, next one. As I said that there can be only one return statement, but based on the condition, there may be more than one termination point. Based on the condition, there may be, suppose I am writing here, if A greater than B, then statement will return A, else it will return B. Clear? As I said that there will be only one return statement, but in this program I have used two return statements. This is not two return statement. This is single return statement. And based on the condition, if this condition will true, then function will return this. This condition will not true, then control will not enter into the body. Control will directly come here, and this statement will be executed. If this statement will be true, the control will come to here, and the compiler will execute this statement. Then there will be no question of this part. There is no question of this part because the compiler, this condition is true and the compiler has already executed this statement. But this statement is not true, then the control will not come here. Control will go directly to the else part, and then this statement will be executed. So there may be more than one return statement based on the condition. There may be more than one termination point because this is one of the termination point, this is another termination point. If this condition will true, then method will be terminated here only. If this condition is not true, then the method will be terminated here. This is possible, but it is not possible to write two return statements together. If there will be more than one termination point in our method, in our program, then we can use return statement from based on the termination point. But two return statement cannot be written together. Clear? And the last one, the most important, if once the compiler will encounter any return statement, it will come out of the body of the method. And once it will leave the body of the method, it will not go to the body of the method in any case, any situation. Clear? Let's take example. For I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus. Clear? Here I am writing if I greater than 5, then it will return I. Clear? And if this condition will not true, then system dot out dot print ln I. This is not in if block. This statement is not in if block. This statement is out of the if block. Now look at here. This is the statement I have written. I equal to 1 less than condition, it will be equal to or less than 10 and I will. Now when the I equal to 1, this condition I less than I greater than 5, no, it's not greater than 5. This condition is not true. Then it will print the statement I. Clear? 1. That it will print statement 1. Again, the value of I will be increased to I equal to 2. So this is again less than 5. It will not enter to this body. That it will print 2. Again, it will increase 3. Again, less than 3, it will print 3. The value of I will be increased by 1 now. The value of I equal to 4. It will check less than 5. Yes, it's less than 5. It will print 4. The value of I will be increased again. Will be increased. Then it is 5. Now it will check. Is it less than 5? I equal to less than 5. Yes, it is less than 5. Then this statement, again, the control will not come to this block. It will print this statement 5. The value of I, now the value of I equal to 6. It will check. I greater than 6. Yes, it is greater than 6. As soon as this condition is true, control will come to this block. And control will come to this block. It will return the statement, return the value of I. Clear? And as soon as it will return the value of I, the program will be terminated here. Now it will not go to this part. Program will be terminated here only. 6. When the value of I equal to 6, this condition is true, and the return statement has been written in, control will come to this block, and as soon as compiler will encounter the return statement, program will be terminated here. For the next part of the iteration, the control will not go. For that means after this, program will not check the value of I equal to 7, 8, and 9, and 10. This part will not get executed. This part of the iteration will not get executed. Because as soon as the value of I equal to 6, the condition is true, the control will come to this method or this block, and then in that case, return statement, the method will, compiler will encounter the method return statement, and the program will be terminated. And once it will be terminated, the program method will be terminated there only, and the control will not go to the method again for any reason. That means the next part of the loop will not get executed. Loop will be terminated there only. That means your output will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The output will not show after that. Clear? So this is one of the important features. That means once the compiler encounter the return statement, the method will be terminated there only, and then for any reason the control will not go to that part of the method or that method. Method will be terminated there only. Clear? So these are the important features. First, there will be only one termination point. Second, return statement will always be used at the end of the method. Second, after return statement, no statement will be executed in the method. Third, in a method will always return a single value to its caller. More than one value method will not return. Fourth, there cannot be more than one return statement in a program. If there will be multiple number of return statement in the program, then it is illegal. Only first return statement will be executed by the compiler. Fifth, there may be more than one return statement based on the termination point. Clear? Based on the condition, there may be more than one return statement. And last, the most important, once a control will come out of the body of the method, it will not go to the body of the method again for any reason. So these are the important feature of return statement. Yeah, these are the important features. Now we will discuss static, the use of static keyword. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now, static keyword. Now, as we all know, static is a modifier. It's a access modifier in our program. Clear? A static keyword normally used for the memory management. This static keyword is normally used for the memory management. Because if we define a variable as a static variable or method as a static method, then it will be used for any part of the program, any instance of the class. It will be same for all the instance of the class. There is no copy, nothing. Single value of that static method or a static variable will be there, and that will be same for all the instance of the class or all the methods of the class. It is normally used for the memory management. Clear? This we'll discuss with the help of a program. Suppose I'm taking here a program class sum. Now I'm taking a variable, a static variable. Static variable is the variable which is defined outside a method but inside a class. And when you are defining a static variable, the keyword static must be used before that variable. A variable will be a static variable when the keyword static will be there with the variable. A static variable is also known as a class variable, and it is common to all. It can be used anywhere inside the program without any restriction, without any hesitation. So class sum, now I'm taking writing static int a. This is my static variable. Clear? Now static int a. Here I am writing static, suppose void display. Int b. Or suppose take a value here, int a equal to 10. Int b equal to 50. Now this variable, this is the local variable. This variable int b is the local variable, and this is the private property of this method display. It cannot be used outside the method display. As soon as the method will get over, the life of this variable will be ended. The scope of this local variable is limited to this method only, whereas the scope of this static variable is limited to the whole program, whole class. Clear? This variable will be, the scope of this variable will be ended as soon as this method will get over, but the scope of this variable will be ended when the class will be ended. When class will get over, when the class will be finished, the program will be completed, the scope of this variable will be ended. Clear? Now here I am printing now main method. Now remember, static method, this is a static method, and a static method always use the static element. Static method will always use the static element. So these are the static element, static variable and a static method. So this can be used directly in the method. Do not need to create any object to use this variable or the method, because this is a static variable and this is a static method. So and this is a static method again. So a static method will always use the static element. So to use this variable, I can use this variable directly. That means I can directly print the value of a. I don't have any boundation because this is a static variable, and I am using this static variable within a static method. So this method can be directly printed. Clear? There is no boundation, and this method can be called directly. Display See, directly I have called the method, because in a static method we do not need to have the object to call the method. If it will not be a static method, then we need the object. Clear? That's why this static has been defined here, so that we do not need to create the method. Clear? So this is a static variable. A static variable will always be used inside anywhere in the program. There is no restriction on the use of this static variable as well as this static method. These two can be used anywhere without creating the object. So what happen if it will not be a static? If it will not be a static, if it is not a static, then it will be known as an instance variable. Now it's an instance variable. And what is the common? What is the difference between a static and instance? Static variable will common to all the instance of the program. But in case of instance variable, a copy of the variable will be created and it will be passed to the instance. The actual variable will not be passed to any method or program. The copy of this variable will be created and that copy will be passed to the instance. That copy will be passed to the method, and according to their need and requirement, the method make the change in the instance variable. So this is the instance variable. Now to print this instance variable, we cannot print instance variable directly. Instance variable can be used in instance method directly, non-static method directly, but instance variable cannot be used in a static method or in any other class directly. What I said, this instance variable can be used directly anywhere inside the instance method. Clear? If I want to use this variable here, I can use the variable here. Suppose I am writing int c equal to a plus b, and then system dot. See here, without any agitation, without any restriction, I have used this a in this function, in this method. But to print the value of a in the static method, that cannot be printed directly. So a static variable, no, instance variable can be used directly inside the non-static method. But in a static method or in any other class, if you want to use the instance method, variable, then we need the object. Similarly, if it is a static method, if it is a non-static method, if it is a non-static method, then it cannot be called directly. To call this method, we need the object. As you have discussed in first class only, that if it is a static, then JVM creates the object directly. We do not need to create the object. User does not need to create the object. But if it is not a static method, if it is non-static method, then the user needs to create the object. And then only with the help of that object, the method will be called. Clear? So this is the difference. Now what happens? What happens? Suppose this is a static only. Static. This is also a static. And this public static void main. This is public static void main has been defined in other class. That means that this class has ended. Class sum has been ended here. Now I am taking one more class print. This is my class, and in this class I am using public static void main. Yeah. Now I want to print this static variable in this main method. But remember, this is a different class. This static variable and static method had been defined in class sum, and the main method had been detailed in class print. And in class print, I want to print the value of a as well as the return output of this display. So how will we print? Now in this case, if you want to print, then you have to use the reference of the class where that variable has been defined. Similarly, if you want to call this method in other class, then you have to use the reference of class where this method has been defined. Since we are calling the method in other class. Clear? So in this variable, this static variable has been defined in some class, and we want to print the value of a, that variable a in this print class. Sorry, it is defined in some class, and we want to print the value in print class. Then in that case, system dot out dot print ln, and the reference means this is the class name sum dot a. A is the variable sum dot a. That means we have used the reference sum. Similarly, to call the method has been defined in some function, some class, and we want to print the, or we want to call the method in print class. Then in that case, we have to use the reference of the class where it has been defined. Yeah. So if a static variable and a static method has been defined in some other class, and we want to print the value of the static variable, and we want to call the static method in different class, then in that case we must have the reference of the class where the static variable has been defined as well as the method has been created. Clear? So here, to use this variable, static variable, I have used the reference of the class where it has been defined sum, and to call this method, I have used the reference of the class sum to call the method, because both are calling, both I am printing the value of a, and as well as I am calling the method display in different class print. Clear? Now see one more thing. Just see here. Int static int a equal to 10, static void display. Suppose I'm printing a statement here, system dot out dot print ln method, the display, this is the display. And one more thing, look at here, this is my static block. I have written here static. After this method has ended, I have written here static, and in this method, in this block, I'm printing a statement, system dot out dot print ln static block. This block has ended here. Now look at here once more. Class sum, static int a. I have taken a static variable a static void display here. I have static void display. This is my static method. In this method, I am printing a statement method. Now this is my static block. Method has ended a static block. A static block means I have written here a static, first static, and after that I have not written anything. Then within the block I have printed a statement. This is known as a static block. Clear? And in this static block, I have printed a statement and then class ended next here. Now, now here I'm printing the statement sum.a. That means I am using the reference of the class where this static method and a static variable has been defined. As soon as I will use the reference of the class where the static method and static variable has been defined, first this block will be printed. As soon as I will use the reference of the class in other class, then the static block of that class will be printed. First, this statement will be printed, and after that the value will be of a will be printed, and then the display will be shown. This static block will be printed first, As soon as that means some means the reference of the class, the control will come to here, and as soon as control will come to the sum class, it will just print the static block first, and after the static block, it will start executing the next part. That means in a method, in a function, in a class, in a program, first the static block will be checked and it will be executed. As soon as the static block, the compilation or execution of the static block will get over, then the next will be start. Wait a minute, Sudhanshu, I'll see your question. Here, this is a static. That means as soon as the static block will be encountered, reference used, that means the control will come to here, and then first it will compile, it will execute the static block, then it will check what is the value of A, it will print the A, and then it will call the method. Clear? If it is not in the same program, same class, suppose it is everything is there in the same class. It is there in the same class. Yeah, same class, static display, static. Now here, public static void main. A and display. Everything I have defined in the same class. Class sum, within that static variable A, static method, static block, again the main method. Within the main method, I'm printing the value of A as well as I'm calling the method display. Again, when the after the execution of main statement, after execution of main method, first static block will be checked. This first static block will be printed. Because we know the compilation, the program will start with the main method. So as soon as the main method, after compilation of main, first static block will be printed. And then the value of A will be printed, and then the display will be called. Means compiler will execute, or JVM will execute the static block first. And then it will go to the next part of the program. So a static block will be checked first, and then the next thing will come. This is the importance of a static. That means if a static will be used, it is common to all. To use the static, we do not need to create any object, any reference we do not need. In case if you are using the static method and a static variable in different class, then we need the reference of the class where it has been defined. Other than, we do not need to have any reference. If there will be a static block in our program, then in that case, first the static block will be printed, will be executed, and then the next part of the program will get executed. Clear? So this is static. Yes, Sudhanshu, actually I did not understand your question. You have written, sir, what happens if we use a static main? Actually, I did not understand your question. Once you just explain it, elaborate it properly, so then I can explain it. Static means I did not understand. You write it once more. Static means, because whenever you will use a static, that means you have to use the return type. Without return type, how can you define a method? This is not a method. This is a static block. This is a static block. This is not a method. Simply, this is not a method. Method cannot be used without a return type. Method must have a return type. Either it may be returning a value, or if it is not returning. If it is not returning a value, then it will be void. It will be void. But method must have a return type. Without the return type, method cannot be used. So if we cannot write directly static main. This return type we must need. This is not a, again I'm saying this is not a method, this is a block. This is a static block. And the compiler will first execute the static block, then it will go to the next part of the program. Clear? So this is the use of static. Any one of you, if you are having doubt, right? If you will have the doubt, then it will be, that means it will be a nice class. Otherwise, it's going monotonous. I am only saying anything. You are not asking question. You ask some. You ask if you are having any doubt. You ask. Then it will be a. I will also enjoy the class. So this is the total almost whatever there in our syllabus related to the function we have already completed cover. In next class we will start constructor. Next class we will start constructor. Program you do, if you are having any problem, any doubt in any program, you write the program and just drop me in my WhatsApp number. You know my WhatsApp number, it is available on the website, right? Just drop in my WhatsApp number. I'll solve your program and I'll give it to you. If any one of you are having any problem in any program, clear, any program, you do the program, you practice the program at home. If you are having any doubt, you just write the program, right? Give in my WhatsApp number, just drop in my WhatsApp number that program, and then I'll just check and I'll solve the program. I'll return it. I'll give it back to you. The solution I'll give. Okay, I feel that there is no problem, no doubt. So today up to here only will keep here return and yes, very good. I need the response from all of you. Okay, thank you. Now today up to here only will keep. Next class will start constructor. Clear? Next class will start constructor, and next class will be the date of the next class or which day I'll take the next class next week will be intimated you because it's not decided yet. The next class will take. Okay, till then you will get the message. You will get the message, and then next class will be whatever the next class timing and date will be intimated to you through the message. Till then, you take care and please do the program. If you are having any problem, don't feel free to communicate with me. I'll help you in any program, any problem. If you have, I'll help you. Okay, feel free. Then people now people will end here only. Till then, bye bye and take care. Stay home, stay safe.